versus how much time it'll cost.
Alright, and we're off, and gamercal is starting in the Sanctuary. ACM is also starting in the Sanctuary. So, since we won't get a map check most likely, I'll give you a quick update on what our crystals and pendants. Today we have pendants, Turtle Rock, Skull Woods, and Pod. And then our red crystals are Hera and Ice Palace.
That's right, and since this is like a standard rando race where we just need to get the crystals and then defeat Ganon, you might see our racers trying to, avoid pendant dungeons if they can, or going in if they need some progression and just leaving.
Now, chat brings up an interesting point. With that pendant alignment, Fire Rod might not be needed, and that's kind of a throwback to, I believe it was Race 2 between these two, where it came down to basically right side GT getting through it without Fire Rod.
Yeah, that was a pretty good race. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't.
So these runners both grabbed that mushroom. Must be something interesting behind that. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and we also saw gamercal getting the tree pull. The spoiler logs for this tournament will give you they have some quality of life improvements, and they'll give you some extra information like tree pulls and what the crab has. So as far as like early game rupee and bomb management, that can help out a little bit, since they do need, or they may need money for things like Zora or the bottle vendor. You always need bombs.
So they're both going to pick up a heart container here. They also both grabbed the book. Is that going to be for tablets, or is that going to be for desert access? We'll find out later.
Yeah, it looks like ACM is heading east over from the Sanctuary here. Could be going to turn on that mushroom. Might do a hula hand. You see that sometimes.
Yep, looks like he's going to go turn in the mushroom. gamercal is going to take a different route. He's going to basically do a fake flipper setup here and use that to get up to the witch.
Yeah, you can see he's using the bomb there. That'll damage boost him right to the end of the screen and just align him right where he needs to be to get that fake flipper.
Overall, I think it was about the same between the two of them, based on how long it took to get here, so it was a matter of preference. And that explains why they wanted to get here so fast.
Yep. Always one of the first things that I personally look for in the logs when you're doing these spoiler log races is, you want to find those boots.
So yeah, both runners have them at just over 3 minutes into the run. ACM coming down to the south shore, skipping Mini Moldorm Cave, must not want anything there. Going, looks like straight for Ice Rod Cave. gamercal is heading for the Bonk Rocks. And there's our first glove. That's one item that's absolutely needed. ACM dodging these crabs. If he takes a hit, he's dead.
Yeah, he has to be careful, but he makes it through. gamercal heading down to back of escape, taking his glove.
ACM picks up a sword. That was one of the swords we saw in the log. We were wondering if they were going to pick up, and ACM did decide to go for it. Now gamercal heads to the back of escape, just grabs the hook shot and is out. And it looks like gamercal is also going to go for that sword. Actually, considering the log, that was probably their best opportunity to pick up a sword. We'll talk about the other swords later on.
Yeah, and it is nice to have, especially with the boots, since you don't have to worry about don't have to worry as much about just dashing around and knocking enemies out of the way.
ACM went up to Uncle just for the heart container. That was an interesting decision. But gamercal's got his sword. He's going to set up a water walk. And ACM's climbing the mountain. Didn't grab the hook shot before he's heading up here, though.
Yeah, so we can probably infer that maybe he's just going up to Spectacle Rock or getting the Old Man item. Maybe not that much on Western Death Mountain, or Eastern Death Mountain, excuse me.
Gamercal set up the water walk just for a bottle and with a potion. Could be safety. We'll find out. Oh, that's a vanilla mirror.
Yeah, you do see that in the randomizer from time to time. And looks like Gamercal is heading over to the desert area with that book. We'll probably assume he's going to head in.
Now, he doesn't have a fire source, so he can't finish this right now, unless a fire source is in here. And there's our other glove in Spectacle Rock Cave. So we still need the Moon Pearl for Dark World access.
ACM going down to get his hook shot. And looks like Gamercal. Yeah, there's the...
Well, grab the Moon Pearl and right out, so doesn't need to finish it right now, looks like.
Yeah, with that mirror and the gloves he's probably going to get eventually. Might just be planning on looting over and mirroring from the mire area.
Yep, since Mire's a crystal, he will have to come back to Mire area anyway. He can just finish the dungeon then. And now the runners have switched places now. Gamercal going to head up. Most likely grab his mirror and Titan's mitt. ACM's going for his Moon Pearl.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. Probably head into the Dark World at this point, I'd assume.
Yeah, at this point, they have everything they need for Dark World, so head straight there. ACM thought about quitting. Might grab the big key now. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to go through desert, probably grab the big key, and then save and quit.
Yeah, it might save a little bit of time just to grab it now, and then when years later, he can just go straight to the back.
Now, Gamercal's going to stay on Death Mountain for now.
Yeah, looks like he is going to head over to the east side after all.
Yeah, as long as he stays alive. Ooh. Playing a little with fire there. At least at this point, he's gotten through the worst of the enemies. He should be fine. So gamercal went straight to Dark World. ACM stayed in Light World.
Yeah, ACM is going straight to the, I forget if it's the top or the bottom of Paradox Cave. But gamercal might just mirror later. He's right there. But looks like he's going into Hookshot Cave here.
There's Blue Mail. ACM only grabbed a couple more heart pieces. Looks like that's mainly Safety Cave.
Yeah, just going a little bit out of the way. gamercal, you know, he might save a little bit of time choosing to skip that, but then he'll be in a more precarious position and finds the fire rod here in Hookshot Cave.
So, that's an interesting find. They didn't need to pick up the fire rod necessarily. Either that means the lamp is behind something tough, or maybe we do have to dip a pendant dungeon.
gamercal, going to the shop here, maybe going to stock up on some bombs.
Actually, sorry, to be fair, there is one other option. That might be our Ice Palace access down the road.
gamercal, some good game knowledge, just stocking up on some extra hearts, filling up his health meter. It looks like he's also going to get that blue mail.
Grab a couple pieces of heart too. ACM heading over back over to the west side of Death Mountain. Looks like he's going to go for Hera right now.
Yeah, since you're right here, you might as well. Could maybe save it for the last dungeon, but just depends on if something that we need is in here or not.
Well, I guess maybe this is what we need our fire rod for. If the big key's locked down here, you do need a fire source.
Looks like gamercal probably has the same idea, just gonna knock out Hera while he's here. Avoiding the Linos with the mirror because they will do a lot of damage even with blue mail.
You know, gamercal gives us a little insight to his route so far. He is in chat with us. Mentioned that he slightly messed up his early routes. We'll see how this plays out. Early game, it looks like ACM has the lead, but we still have a lot of race to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for the lead to switch up from here to Ganon. And question in chat just about how the spoiler races work. Just to bring everyone up to speed. The runners will get the spoiler log, which contains the locations of every item, as well as some other information like what the dungeon prizes are, what the tree pulls are, stuff like that. So basically they can take 15 minutes before the run starts just to plan out their route, and then they can refer to it as they're running as well. So it kind of reduces the variance as far as items, you know, compared to a regular rando race.
Yeah, and some differences with this tournament as well is these runners are allowed to watch each other. They're allowed to talk in chat. So they're allowed to be a little bit more interactive than usual. So ACM finished the Terra. It looks like the only thing of interest he really grabbed here was a heart container. So in terms of the spoiler log tournament, that actually might be a pretty good pickup. Need some hearts for safety. So while you're up here, might as well grab one.
Yeah, especially when you have dungeons like Ice Palace and Cold Stair coming up, you do want a little extra safety.
I do have some speculation in chat, though. That was a red crystal, so could be Pyramid Fairy. Our other red crystal, though, is Ice Palace, which we can't complete yet.
And looks like we got Acmlm heading into the Dark World, going to Village of Outcasts here. gamercal just now taking down Moldon.
ACM is heading into Seed House to get another heart container. And ACM's into Thieves Town. Second of our crystal dungeons.
Yeah, going in without the hammer, so you can probably guess that there's nothing in the big chest there.
We'll just see how much he decides to pick up. Just grab the big key in the front. Oh, gamercal went in the King's Tomb. I completely missed what he grabbed.
Just picking up an extra piece of heart there.
Oh, nice dash down that hallway for ACM.
Yeah, that's really convenient to get. You can just, I think you just have basically 1 pixel of width, and then you have to rely on some good RNG, but always nice to get that. And gamercal just going straight into Thieves Town. Might opt to pick up that Sea House heart later, but might just skip it since he already went to Kingston.
Yeah. Now, the other nice thing about this tournament is since you can watch your opponent, and you know where your opponent is. If your opponent is ahead of you, you can elect to start skipping some safeties that you might have planned to gain a little bit of time back. So, if gamercal is feeling a little behind, he could not even grab that heart container altogether.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can kind of make decisions on the fly, you know, if you're paying attention or have the other racer on in the background. You know, you can sort of weigh your options as far as that.
ACM grabs the lamp from Blind Cell. Not an item they needed since they have the fire rod, but it was right there. It makes dark rooms easier. Might as well get it.
Yeah, absolutely. You generally don't see people going too far out of their way for it, but it's really great to have, especially for dungeons like Misery Mire, or if you have to go into the Pod Dark Maze. It'll definitely save you a little bit of time.
ACM's on his blind fight. This is pretty standard for runners of this caliber. ACM got a little sloppy, but he had more than enough hearts, so no big deal.
Yeah, no trouble at all, just hitting those 9 hits on the blind. gamercal, not too far behind, going down to pick up Maiden. Probably pick up his lamp there too.
let's see what's next for these runners. No dig game today. I'll give you a little. Actually, ACM didn't have money either way, but I don't think he was cared about it either way. I will give a little spoiler for those, though. It was a 1 dig game if we needed it. Unfortunately, we don't.
Yeah, but it does take his mirror here down to cave 45, picks up the flippers. Definitely gonna need those and swap his crystal.
And he's running east.
Meanwhile, gamercal gets very solid blind fight. ACM doesn't have the hammer, but he has the flippers, so he can just kind of swim around these hammer pegs, get to the East Dark World.
Yeah, they have not picked up their hammer yet. So, yeah, having those flippers definitely was required to get over here, and ACM looks like he's dashing straight for catfish.
Yeah, and maybe grabbing that bottle too. Not sure if it's necessary yet. gamercal kind of walked by sick kid, so we can assume there's nothing there, but may still pick it up just for.
So what do we have to come over for catfish for? A bow. Yeah, it's always annoying when catfish has an item like that.
Yeah, but definitely gonna need that, so worth the trip.
I think ACM's gonna take that bow and head straight into Eastern Palace. Another crystal dungeon. Remember that straight there. It looks like he's gonna make a stop by Zaharsla first. No, gamercal is taking a little bit of a different route. Oh, okay, he's gonna use this portal to get up towards catfish a little faster.
Yeah, that is one of the routes that you see in these spoiler races. I've noticed the water portals there can get you where you want to go a little bit faster sometimes, but typically don't see that in a normal rando run. But it can be convenient for cases like this, or if you want to go from North Dark World to, say, the floating island, for example.
Well, we got ACM pick up the hammer in Zarsla's hut. So, didn't need it before then, so good timing to pick it up. And he's gonna go in Eastern. Heading to the right side. Need to grab something over here, might just be the big key. Yep, absolutely need that.
Question in chat, what's in Link's house? That's just 10 arrows, so runners probably don't want to spend it, even though it's only, it's frames basically, but don't need to pick that up.
ACM gets a little off track in this room.
Yeah, you want to spawn those Stalfos such that you'll kind of despawn the top one and the bottom one, then you only have to kill the other two.
Unfortunately, gamercal follows it up by having a little issue with the spin speed. Spin speed, it's a little nice glitch, so you basically get boot speed as you're walking. Unfortunately, if you go up next to a ledge while you're in spin speed, you'll jump right off. looks like nothing else in here beyond Armos Knights, maybe.
Yeah, and since we didn't see either runner go down to the Dark World portal, maybe take a portal with them, and probably infer that there's nothing really in Pod, which is nice since it's a crystal or a pendant dungeon, excuse me. So probably just see our runners heading away after this. And ACM gets Ether on the boss there.
I'll have to see if that Ether is needed later, or if it was just a random boss drop that they had to grab. Though we do need at least one medallion. Actually, well, we'll have to see. The Ether is needed for Turtle Rock, so it's required if they need to stop in Turtle Rock. As you can see in our tracker has marked our medallion requirements. We need Bombos for Misery Mire, and we need Ether for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is a pendant, so can't say yet whether we'll have to go in there, but looks like ACM thought he was heading towards ice, but looks like he might be taking this portal here, going to the Zora area.
Well, it's a green potion. If he's going to ice, grabbing a green potion right now would be pretty efficient routing.
Yeah, that is a good call, especially in ice, since you with just the fighter sword as of now, so magic is a lot more useful there.
Yeah, as we noted a little earlier, the swords in this one were a little bit somewhat annoying locations. So, unfortunately, I think Fighter Sword is probably the best thing we're going to get coming into here. This is our other red crystal. And we still need a few items. We still need Bombos, need the flute, need the cane. I think, is that it? Yeah, I think just those 3 items.
And one more sword.
Oh yeah, you're right. We do need to pick up a second sword at some point.
Yeah, at minimum, but we'll definitely see our runners pick up at least one of those. Gamercal kind of following in ACM's footsteps here, going straight into ice since he already has that green.
Yeah, that room can be a little annoying at times. Going for the bomb jump. When you don't have Kana Samaria, this is almost always required to do. You might actually not need it, but if you're coming in here without Cane, you always do it in case you need the Cane to get to Cold Steer.
Yeah, I think it's generally faster to do the bomb jump, like most of the time, just depends on the key layout. Sometimes it can be a little quicker not to, depending on what keys you have and where you're going.
Ooh, Gamercal got a little off. He didn't go far enough up to trigger that first Stalfos, so he got a little off in that room. There's our second sword.
Yep, and it looks like ACM is just heading straight down the Cold Stair. Not going to be picking up anything else that's in this dungeon.
Gamercal missed the bomb jump on his first attempt. Gets it on the second.
ACM using that green potion, so we can use his fire out here. It's a pretty strong weapon against Cold Stare, especially when you only have Master Sword.
And that's Crystal 4 for ACM. Gamercal gonna head straight for Cold Stare as well. Or maybe not. I think he's gonna go grab a fairy.
Yeah, only 3 hearts, so might feel a little more comfortable with health refill. Just takes a little extra time, but definitely worth it. Because Cold Stare is one of the bosses that you never really want to die to. It'll also give him sword beams, which you might use to save a little magic when he's trying to bust open Cold Stare's shell.
We got ACM going for Swamp. Looks like Gamercal is going to try to do Fire Rod plus Sword Beam strat. Basically, if you shoot the Fire Rod and then shoot a Sword Beam pretty quick after, if your timing's right, the Sword Beam will also do damage to the shell.
Yeah, I mean, getting out his Master Sword and Hammer for this fight. Just slashing, and then the spins will do tempered sword damage as well. It's a down.
So, yep. And Gamercal's got his 4th crystal. Now, I'm gonna spoil a little something for the race here, based on one item that was in Ice Palace. Both runners elected to pass up the silver arrows that were in Ice Palace.
Yeah, so they were in the spike room chest, so a little bit out of the way, not too bad. But yeah, at this point we can probably guess that they're going to be finding a 3rd sword along the way, if they're skipping out on silk.
Chad is saying right now I got about 2-minute difference between the runners based on when they finished Ice Palace. But at this point we are still looking for 3 items. The Bombos Medallion, the Canis Maria, and the Flute.
Yeah, interesting observation in chat too that they do still have one scary boss left without silvers. That's Vitreous Misery Mire. Can be a little rough with the Master.
Meanwhile, Gamercal picked up the single arrow. That I'm not sure if that was a mistake or just a I'm gonna be funny for a second moment. Here's the Argus fight for ACM. 2 sword slashes per puff, or you could do 1 spin. If you go for spins, you can grab 2 puffs at once. ACM's just gonna grab 1 puff at a time and do 2 slashes.
Yeah, still relatively quick with this current loadout. Gets all the puffs down. Can be a little tricky when you're trying to grab 2. You could end up losing more time than you save. Using the fire out here, probably gonna try to get a sword spin, and he gets Argus.
And there's our Bombos Medallion, so now we're 2 items away. And 5 crystals, though. Well, we could go finish desert if we really wanted to, but we don't have to. And ACM saved and quits.
Yeah, not quite sure where he's going right now. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm not sure too, based on what I saw in the log. Let's see what he's. Oh, he's doing a hula hand.
Okay, so he does only have 25 rupees, so this makes sense. And we see gamercal picking up, going out of his way just to get an extra 5 rupees. So at this point, I think we can probably say that they're going to be heading to the bomb shop here.
Ah, yeah, that's why ACM did that. He didn't have money for the bomb shop. And that's where he's going.
Yeah, and that hula hand was kind of a clever way to get money, since it'll drop him off right at Link's house, so you can just come down here to the portal. It's pretty close by.
Okay, we see gamercal answered why he opened the chest in Swamp. He was 5 rupees short, so he was hoping to get the 5 rupees. And actually, what our tracker just brought up an interesting point. There were 300 rupees available in Swamp in the compass chest. But neither runner elected to go for them. I think the compass chest is the chest in the loop. It's either the chest in the loop or the one behind the bomb wall. I don't remember off the top of my head. There's Arcana Samaria. So we can complete... Well, actually, no, we can't get to Maria yet. We do not have the flutes.
That's right. Looks like ACM is instead taking his Cane of Samaria and heading up here to Death Mountain. Probably heading into Turtle Rock at this point.
Yeah, if he's going to Turtle Rock, I'm pretty sure that's where our flute's gonna be.
Yeah, and gamercal showing off a little tech here, using the hook shot to hook the fence, and then getting a dash with the big bomb. When the bomb's trying to catch up with you, you can dash and it'll follow you. I'm not sure exactly why, but you can do the same thing with enemy damage, but it's a little bit tighter than the hook shot.
So we did need that ether medallion from the Armos Knights. And ACM is going to dive Turtle Rock first with gamercal a little over a minute behind. I believe that hula hand allowed gamercal to gain back a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's one of the things that can kind of trip you up in a spoiler race, especially like mid-race or later on, where you gotta be, make sure you're kind of budgeting your rupees if you need to go in a pod or spend it on something like the big bomb.
So how far into Turtle Rock is that flute buried? So ACM comes over to the right side, grabs a key, probably he needed that, and the powder is right there, so why not?
Yeah, the powder is a pretty nice safety, especially in Meyer and in GT.
Yeah, especially with the Myers, since we know they're not going to have silvers going into it. So you're going to want as much life as you can get going on to Vitreous, especially considering your standard Vitreous strat involves intentional damage boosts. ACM grabs his big key.
Yep, looks like he's continuing forward, probably going at least as far as the big chest, but
Not gonna go pick up. And not gonna pick up the key from the pokey. So there's probably another key in the crystal roller room.
Question in chat, what was in the pyramid? The Canis from Mario was at the pyramid buried, so that's why we saw our runners doing Hera a little earlier on instead of saving it until right before they wanted to go into GT, since that was a 5-6.
Ooh, gamercal takes a hit from those chain chomps down to 1 heart. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, they do hit pretty hard.
He's got the powder, luckily.
Yeah. One of the worst rooms in the game, really, if you ask me, but it's through.
And ACM's got his flute and grabbed an extra heart container for safety. And he's in go mode.
Yep, at this point, all he needs to do is just activate it. He can get Meyer and Desert out of the way. Then he'll be heading into Ganon's tower.
So the one thing we'll have to still see if they elect to do is pick up a 3rd sword. I will give a small spoiler on the swords. The remaining 2 swords are in Ganon's tower.
Right, so just a matter of whether they want to pick them up.
ACM's going to do Desert first. So ACM already had picked up the big key from earlier. So he just has to go to the back and finish it. gamercal will have to go back into the front of Desert to get the big key first.
Yeah, that's a small optimization, kind of a smart move, I think, just grabbing that key real quick while you're there. But still won't take too much time for gamercal to go in and grab it, especially since he can just mirror right back out to the west entrance there.
So ACM will take on Landmolas with only half a bar magic. Won't be able to fire at him all the way down. Have to do some either sword spins or hammer shots.
Yeah, just gets one down, and then I think he got a 3rd fire rod shot, but looks like he's using the sword and the bow here. Similar to the NMG strategy, just with the Master Sword.
So this is a spot where gamercal could definitely make some time back, but gamercal is going to do Meyer first. Which, considering he's got full life and, well, nearly full magic now, it's ideal actually coming here first, because with sword beams, the Meyer 2 is a very quick room with sword beams, and it's a bit annoying without them.
That's right, and they'll also get a Slightly minor time save too if he just flutes right from desert instead of having to mirror. If he did mirror Missouri Meyer second. And pretty solid Meyer too there from gamercal. As he said, using those sword beams.
Gamercal grabs a key, heading over towards the left side. I expect he's just gonna grab the big key, and here the question is, where is the big key? Looks like we get a cutscene room appearance today.
Yeah, a little troublesome in a non-spoiler race since it does take about 25 seconds, I think, and you might not know it's down there, but not too bad in a spoiler race when you know that that's where the value is.
So what we're about to see from these two runners is we're going to be seeing a somewhat low percent Vitreous fights. They do have blue mail, but they have less hearts than they usually would, and you also have Tempered coming in here. You don't have that either. Oh, this is definitely can be a tricky fight. We'll have to see how they handle it. I expect we'll see some damage boost strats with sword spins to start, and we'll see where they go from there.
Yeah, a little low on bombs, so may not want to throw some bombs. Sometimes you'll see people do that, or might use the bow a bit as well. But you know, you also want to save a little bit of your arrows for a big eyeball. And kind of a funny observation in chat that we saw both of our runners hitting the switch. Even though it wasn't necessary, it's still kind of just a muscle memory thing where you do it out of habit because pretty much every time you're going in there in a normal race, you're going to be hitting that switch.
So gamercal took a hit by one of the eyeballs, so one more hit from the eyeballs, he's down. He can't really risk doing any more damage boost strats, so he's spinning the eyeballs, getting their health down a bit. He's gonna start shooting some arrows. ACM joins him in the Vitreous fight.
Yeah, playing a little bit more conservatively, not getting the damage boost, but just trying to get some spins in here as close as you can.
Gamercal's got Vitreous down. It's a shield and his crystal. ACM continuing his fights. Looks like his fight against Vitreous is going a little bit better. ACM's got Vitreous down too. Gamercal still needs to go into Desert to finish off Landmola's. And ACM can head up to GT. And one thing we are going to have to watch with these runners is their arrow counts. Gamercal has 4 arrows, ACM has 6. They don't need arrows for Ganon if they're not going to grab silvers, which we know they won't. But they still do need at least... they'll need at least 4 arrows going into the gauntlets for the mimics. They can grab a 5-pack of arrows in the second room. Oh, and gamercal grabs another 5 arrows right there. So, but they'll need a minimum of 8 arrows to get through the gauntlets, and they can at least grab 1 5-pack.
Yeah, that is important to remember because naturally you don't want to have to back out of there, you know, realizing like, oh, I don't have enough arrows. But there is, as you said, there's some pot arrows in Ganon's tower in the basement, and there's another pack in the second mimic room as well that'll get you.
Yeah. Of course, if they need to face Armos, they'll need even more arrows. Don't absolutely need arrows for Armos, but it's the fastest way to kill it. For those asking in chat, the Silvers were in Ice Palace. Both of them elected to skip them. I think one of our people in chat mentioned if the compass chest was a small key, he would have gone for it. Looking at Ice Palace, the compass chest was actually the big key. I don't think there was an easily accessible small key in that Ice Palace.
Yeah, they would have had to go around the long way, kind of take the hook shot and go around to the spike room.
Oh yeah. For those of you who want to play a quick game, since this is the spoiler log tournament, we don't do a normal GT Big Key guessing game, but if you'd like to put in chat which chest by name you think the key will be in, go ahead and get that in quick. There's our cape, and ACM's gonna grab that. That might be a situation where he knows he's ahead, so he's gonna go ahead and take that extra safety.
Yeah, that's right. It will make the Ganon fight a little bit easier. Won't have to dodge the fire bats as much.
ACM is heading through the left side.
Yeah, I picked up 2 keys in the Hope Room. Oh, and there's his Tempered Sword.
And looks like our big key is in Rando Room. So there's a big key. We've got ACM's also got his Tempered Sword, and he is heading up the gauntlets. So at this point, I'll mention where the 4th sword was, since they won't be getting that either. The 4th sword was in the compass room. ACM's through the mimic rooms, refills his arrows.
Yeah, might elect to use that bow and the gauntlet coming up. Sometimes it can get you through some of the rooms, kill the Stalfos or the Zyzax.
ACM down to 2 hearts. He's ahead. He might go for the safety room here. And that's what he's gonna do. gamercal also did electric the key.
making pretty good progress through the first 2 rooms. Using that bow to get some enemies across the room, as well as the pots that'll generally kill the enemies in here in one.
Gamercal's got his tempered sword. Here we go with land mode 2. And that's about as clean as you can get on a land mode 2 fight.
Yeah, very nice.
Gamercal's got his big key. He's climbing the tower now.
Yeah, gamercal just getting those mimics to move by grabbing onto that statue there and then using his D-pad. Moves them right in position and makes it through the second mimic room as well.
So ACM about to take on Moldorm 2.
Yep, and I'm gonna grab that magic refill there in the last room before Moldorm 2. That's kind of the last stop before Ganon. And I want that magic too, since he doesn't have silver, so he'll have to be lighting at least 1 torch for the 4th phase.
Yeah, give you another little quick tidbit into the seed. The half magic for this seed was in Pendant Skullwoods, so not a place either of them was going to go. That Stalfos gets away from Gamercal, takes a little extra time in that room. Meanwhile, I believe ACM has 2 doubles to start. That's a nice setup for a 3rd double. And, yep. Aga 2 down.
Yep, it's a very nice 3 cycle there.
Meanwhile, Gamercal is unfortunately having a little trouble in his Land Mode 2 fight. So we're going to be facing Tempered Silverless Ganon. For those who missed it, Silvers were an Ice Palace and an Inconvenient Chest.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time Silvers really save, you know, in an optimal fight, but in this case, not really worth it to go out of your way.
I think it might be a minute.
It will make the final phase just a little more dangerous. There's always a chance that you might either run out of magic or a little more opportunity to get knocked down off the platform. But you know, we'll have to wait and see how ACM plays it.
Okay, chat telling me that Silver saved 30 seconds. I think it might be a little more than that. I guess it depends also on how good you are at it. Gamercal down to 1 heart, but he does have a refill coming up. ACM's got the torch glitch.
Yeah, that's pretty good for him, since significantly reduces the chances that he'll run out of magic here. And getting a triple, that's always nice. You can get a maximum of 3 hits per torchlight when you're doing Silverlit.
ACM's handling this pretty well. And it's a Ganon kill for ACMLM. He just has to cross the bridge to officially win. ACM officially finishes in first place at the time of 1:16:03, including 15 minutes of spoiler time, and we'll move on to the quarterfinals.
Yep, that's right. GG's to ACMLM. And next week he'll be facing off against Zero Rush. Meanwhile, gamercal just finishing up Aga 2. Going to be heading in and doing his Ganon fight. Looks like he's going for a 1-on-1 first 2 cycles. Going to be using his cape just to avoid the fire bat.
I think gamercal might still have his green potion. Don't think he ever used that.
Yeah, that's right. ACM used his during the Cold Star fight just so he could use his fire rod, but gamercal opted for sword spins and some hammer strikes.
Now gamercal has moved on to phase 3, or final phase, actually phase 4.
Yep, gets the torch glitch. Gonna try to get his first 2 or 3 hits in here.
He doesn't have enough magic for the lamp again. Uses green potion.
Yep, already has a couple hits. Should be good.
Little off on a few of his spins.
Yeah, it can be a little hard to get close to where you want to be, depending on where Ganon positions himself, and you want to kind of bait the fire bat and avoid it.
And Ganon goes down for gamercal.
Alright, GG and gamercal.
Gamercal officially finished at the time of 1:19:24, including 15 minutes of spoiler time. So I think Acmlm doesn't have a mic, so we won't be getting him in for an interview. He does like to jump in chat. I do see him there. So if you want to ask him some questions, you can ask him there. We will get gamercal in here. He's already in our setup room. We'll drag him in.
Wow, that was a game that existed.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely ACM had got the better of you today. Overall, it seemed like your route was pretty good. Just had maybe a few little moments that ACM just got ahead of you on.
Yeah, I had like one bomb going up the Death Mountain stuff, and I was after doing the bomb jump, and I was like, okay, I'm looking through. I was thinking, well, maybe there's some bombs in Death Mountain. Nope, no bombs anywhere in that. So I was like, but I need to go through the stuff here. I need both bits of this, right? I don't have any way of hitting the switch on the other side without a bomb, so, should have just done the paradox stuff first, and when, used a bomb like I did anyway to get more, just gone with that, but yeah, I don't know. It was more of a spur of the moment type thing. There was never really any coming back off of that. This seed didn't exactly have any good divergence, to be honest. Other than the debate on the silvers, which I've been here and there, probably worth it, but at the same time, that was like really tough to justify at that point, going all the way around for that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was one of those decisions. There was no easy small key to grab.
Nope.
I think one of the two small keys was in the big chest. The other, I don't remember. I think the other one was in the big key chest. So, yeah, neither were convenient to grab.
Yeah, and you didn't even have Samaria, so there wasn't really any way that you could not do the bomb jump to go for it that way. So yeah, that just wasn't really a good solution. I guess if you drop down,
if you went up, maybe drop down, shot across, got the silvers, gone upstairs, grabbed that key that's under the block, and then come back down, that would have been your best bet.
Yeah.
That's probably about a minute of added time, but that also means a faster Ganon fight and a faster Vitreous fight. I think in the end it probably saved you time, but not a lot.
I also was really wanting to do the water walk from the Skull Wood stuff instead of going down for the flippers, but then I thought about it. It's like, no, honestly, I'm gonna have to go back and get these before I do Swamp Palace anyway. It's gonna be too inefficient, even if it would look cool. So, I'm not gonna go ahead and do the stupid tech if it's not actually gonna be worth it.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Swords were a little bit hard to come by early in this one. You had to go to Ice Rod Cave to grab your first one, and then your second one was an Ice Palace.
Yeah, it was tempting to not get the Ice Rod Cave one at the time, but I think there was something. I think I actually kind of forgot that I'd need to get Moon Pearl first in my route, because I had like Cat, Potion Shop, Sewers, Ice Rod Cave, Thieves Town, but then you need the Titansmith to do Thieves Town, and that wouldn't have worked. So I ended up thinking about it as, oh yeah, I've got to go Death Mountain stuff. Probably could have gone and gotten the hammer from the old man instead and used that. That might have been a little bit better, because you could have hammered the Moldon fight. But Moldon was absolutely no trouble this time, so whatever, right? That was about as good a Moldon as you can get with just Fighter Sword.
Yeah, I guess your early choice was either to go to Sahar Sela to grab the hammer, or to go to Ice Rod Cave to grab that first sword.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them were kind of out of the way at the time, so it was just a matter of which you wanted to grab more.
Yep, pretty much. But I think the reason I ended up deciding on the sword was because of the water wart to get the potion. I had a feeling I'd probably want that potion at some point, and I was looking through the rest of the bottles. I was like, there's nothing here. It was just nothing good going on in this one. This wasn't an easy seed, by any means. I'm playing up how bad I've been in the chat stuff, because my execution is not amazing, but this wasn't an easy seed to go through regardless of that, so honestly, I'm pretty alright with how this ended up.
Yeah, I mean, with two swords locked in GT, you guaranteed weren't going to have above Master Sword before GT.
Yep.
I think what else? You at least had the mail to go off to help you out. I forget what the other mail upgrade was. I know it was somewhere completely out of the way that you were never going to go for.
Cave. So you need the cape from GT to go get the other one.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, there was no chance you were going for that.
Yep. So, yeah, like I said, I'm totally fine with the way this ended up. This would have been a nightmare of a seed in regular play too, because Ice Rod was also in GT, so you had no reason whatsoever to go into Turtle Rock for like anything here. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
this is a bit of an evil one.
yeah, this was you had to double dip. ACM actually said in the chat. You had to double dip desert. You had to do Pyramid Fairy, and
Yep.
you had to dip a pendant dungeon.
Yep. The longest dip in the longest pendant too. So
Yeah, I believe the other two pendant dungeons, like Pod, had absolutely nothing. The only thing worth it potentially in Skull Woods was the half magic, which is in the big chest, requiring you to find the big key, which no, you're not
which
doing.
compass chest was where that was, because I was looking through that. I was like, if I do the water walking thing, then maybe, but it's like, no, that's probably not going to be worth it. As much as it most likely would have saved me time in the end, because in terms of overall play, because if I had that before Ice Palace, I could have done Cold Step fight much more easily without, because I didn't want to use the potion there really. Yeah, shoutouts to the sword beam strap, by the way. Because of accidentally using the fire rod shot when because I thought I had the hammer out. Yeah, shout outs to the sword beam play. That was pretty cool. What else was cool? I didn't hit the crystal switch in Mystery Maya. I know Zelga was mentioning that at the time, that he thought would both muscle memory that. I actually didn't, so that was pretty good. Trying to think what else was cool. At least showing the even if it's an emergency play, at least showing the little shop in the Paradox Cave was kind of neat, because that's not the first time that I've had to do that with only having one bomb there and needing more. So that was kind of cool. Obviously, it's a lot of time lost, but if you have to, it's a good emergency to have around. Yeah, I think it's most of the really neat stuff here. Other than that, yeah, I am clearly not as good at the game, but we expect that. And yeah, this was more what I was expecting of it this as well. I know ACM said this was what he was expecting the first two games to be, but it's a bit more in line. But you know what? It was still only about 3 minutes, like 3 minutes 20 something back, so that's really not that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking through chat to see if ACM has anything interesting to say. He's mostly talking about the race, some of the things he did, his routing choices.
It sounded like we did almost the same stuff, if I'm being honest, just with like he got Uncle Heart instead of the Pyramid Fairy bottle from, well, not Pyramid Fairy, Waterfall Fairy bottle.
ACM did pick up the Waterfall Fairy bottle. He did that right before Ice.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that was the only divergence that I could glean from chat as we were going through. It was mostly just he was like 2 minutes ahead on average for the whole thing.
He did have to hula hand to get enough rupees for the Pyramid Fairy bomb.
Oh, that's cute. Okay. Bush crab was 20 rupees actually. So there was a crab right near Swamp Palace could have picked up. I only didn't because, well, one, there was Sunken Treasure was 20 rupees. That would have been enough for me. And then two, I got that really fortunate 5 rupee drop from the blue Beery, or is it Beery or Barrow? Whatever the jellyfish thing is called. I got a 5 rupee drop that took me to exactly 100. So I was like, yeah, okay, that works. Yeah. So we'll take that.
We were wondering if you were doing a meme in Swamp Palace to pick up the single arrow, but it made sense after you explained it that you were just looking for that extra 5 rupees.
I saw how many I had going in, and I was like, oh, bollocks, I don't have enough rupees in here. And I looked through Swamp Palace stuff as I was going. I was like, there is nothing good here. I think maybe Compass Room had 300. Yeah, Compass Room had 300, but that's so far out of the way. There's no way that I wanted to get that. So I was like, what do I do? I don't know here. So I was thinking, well, maybe I didn't have enough time to scroll down when the stuff was going. So like, maybe the floodgate chest has got one. And then it's like, nope, that is an absolute worst case for that. Because I was like, dang it, everybody's going to think I got that on purpose for the trolling now.
Yeah, I mean, so unfortunately, you are out of the tournament now. ACM will get to advance to the quarterfinals. How did you feel about your tournament performance overall?
I won more games than I had a right to, and I almost won the 2 here as well. So honestly, I can't complain. The format's really fun. I played about as well as I could, considering like before this started, I was doing all of the SMB free stuff like almost religiously. Wasn't really playing this much at all until till that finished. So yeah, I did about as well as I could hope, and I will probably still be playing some of these anyway because it's just fun to do.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Well, it was good watching you in this tournament. Hope to see you around in some more races. Good job for ACMLM. He'll be moving on to the round of 8 to face Zero Rush, and we'll be continuing his tournament. So it should be fun to watch that as well.
Let's be real, if I did make it through this, I would get completely destroyed by Zero Rush anyway, so it's probably just saving my face at this stage. So, yeah, it's all good. Good luck to you in the next round, ACM. You'll definitely need that for sure, because Zero Rush is amazing at this game. I mean, Rush is in his name after all, so yeah, there's a little bit of that going on. And yeah, thanks for having us in this.
All right, yep. Thanks for joining us. So I think with that, we'll wrap up here. I don't think we have any more races on the schedule yet, as I think we're wrapping up the round of 16. Pull up the schedule to see if we do have anything else scheduled right now. No, this is the last one on our schedule for now, but we do still have more tournament coming, so make sure to keep an eye on that schedule for later, see what else we've got coming up. Coming up on Speed Gaming today, we will have the weekly Link to the Past Randomizer open race coming up in just over an hour. And that will be on Speed Gaming 4. Tune into that. Meanwhile, on the Speed Gaming networks today, we have a couple races in the SM Prodigy tournament going on. We have the weekly Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer hard race currently going on SG3. And we have some more races in the Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament and the Super Metroid Randomizer tournaments, as well as the Zelda 1 Randomizer weekly race later tonight. Actually, that one's is currently not assigned to a channel, so I'm not sure if that one will be shown. But I think with that, we can wrap up here. I just want to give a shout out to our tracker, Mr. Broadstone. And thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting. And also thanks to my co-com, Cassidy Moen, for joining me here today.
Yeah, and thank you, Brewers fan JP. It was a fun race to commentate. Thanks to the trackers and Speed Gaming, like you said. GG our racers.
And make sure, of course, to give our racers a follow if you haven't. These two are very good at what they do, and they're usually on racing something, so make sure to give them a follow.
Definitely, yeah, and I think with that we can wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and see you next race.
Have a good day, everybody.